Demonic Angel. Today I'm going to do the 9 of Pentacles, but first line of business is that my one friend, I'm just going to address him here on the video real quick, Marcos from Brazil. He is actually the most intelligent young occultist I've ever met, and we talk extensively, and he sent me some drawings that I can use in the Goetia working that we talked about. And so now I'm going to kind of put what that philosophy means to me and like what channeling messages I might get, and I'm going to do a ritual. So I'm going to start really working on that this week. I've been reading all your emails. They're really long and detailed, but I really do love them, and I can't wait to show everybody the drawings. And just sometime maybe later in the weekend, something like that, expect some cool Goetia stuff featuring a drawing that was done by my friend. So Marcos, that's talking to you, and thank you. 9 of Pentacles. So today, actually, my partner got me this deck. This is just basically another copy of the Rider-Waite deck. See, the back is really neat. It's got like the sun and the moon together, and then the tree. It's almost like these autumn colors. Actually, the whole deck is really autumn colored. I like that. That's my birthday. That's Halloween. That's very arrogant to me, right? But I guess we all like our birthdays. I joke and say that, it's National Birthday Month. I have done that since I was a kid, which I realize is kind of like, I'm sure that sounds probably like something a Scorpio would definitely say. But, so yeah, now the thing is, I guess, if, you want a quick deck review, I think it's called Nouveau Art Tarot or something like that. And, honestly, the faces are really detailed. It's very, very cool. I'll show a couple more cards like this, but it's for me to pull out when, because, I just use the heck out of it. I also have really small hands, so it's perfect for me. But the faces are detailed, because look, if you look at this one, the standard Rider-Waite, it's bigger, but it's got that cartoon kind of a look to it. This is like detailed faces. Falcon's more detailed, stuff like that. The only thing actually that I, whatever's kind of a downside to it, is that how like on the major arcana on this, they'll put the Hanged Man, the Wheel of Fortune, they label it at the bottom here. They don't do that with with this Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. But for if you're a decently experienced reader, you don't need that anyway. I mean, you can kind of figure it out, the Hanged Man, and you can stuff like that. And then obviously with the minor arcana, you can count 1, 2, 3, 3 of Swords and whatever shit like that. But it's really a neat deck. I like, it's perfect for a woman because it's super small. But I've been having a lot of fun with that. That was really nice of my partner. So, we've got this fertile landscape, and once again, this still does kind of look like fall colors. And there's, the 9 Pentacles, but what we have is grapes. We've got grapes, and then we've got, actually a castle-looking kind of place in the background. And, these tall trees. It's just, the first thing we, kind of going towards the landscape is that this is just such a fertile, lush landscape that's varied. So once again, we have woman, the queen. She's the water element representing the, the fertility of creativity, the fertility of your will and your mind, and how, there's so much potential in creativity and imagination that it's rarely used by people, you know, anymore. But when it is, it really paints a picture. Paints a picture with words. Makes you feel the way the storyteller does. Like, makes you feel like the person who is singing at a concert is singing to you. It's that kind of drop in personal ego and connection with, you know, the recessive influences of the imaginative mind. And oftentimes we get that fertility, especially because it's upright fertility of the project. So, you know, it reminds me of some of the sand in Utah. They've got that really red rocks, layers of it. She's got flowers on her robe. She's dressed very nicely, very modest. She's very motherly. She's so motherly, she's got a little falcon here. And essentially this little red thing on him is that it's like a hood. And it's like they use it to train falcons. So, you know, here he is. He could be wild and free right now. He could be flying the skies. But instead he chooses to enjoy the company of his human mistress who tames him and helps balance this bird. You know, she, even though this is just a bird and he doesn't quite understand exactly what a human is, he's just drawn to this woman. And, you know, this bird knows that she improves his quality of life in some way. And he just, you know, continues to be drawn back again and again because he enjoys being her protector, her messenger, you know, picking up on all those different areas of that. And she really is, once again, this idea like the chariot, where he could have, you know, the guy in the chariot card could have stayed in the castle, sent the army out for him. This lady, she could stay at home and be fine, but she chooses to be out in her garden. So she, you know, she has learned through her own experience, even though she is wealthy, she still chooses to be connected to the world. I mean, this is the Pentacles suit. And, you know, her engaging in her time with her pets and all this other stuff enriches her life. She would never change that and choose to just stay, you know, limited to her own experience. She knows that other people open her mind, help her have compassion. You know, they teach her a lot about herself. So this is a really great, beautiful, fruitful card about that, you know, even if it's hard to craft yourself, because like this queen could have been somebody up on hard times until, you know, she put her emotions into order and she acts like basically like a lady and just draws people to her in this way, like many of the other great ladies of the tarot, through you know, her own growth and her healing and her crafting of herself. You know, these 9 pentacles, they're each a different area of our lives that grounds us. You know, since the pentacles are all about grounding, it's all these areas. So she knows how to garden each area, grow each area of her life, pay, you know, what kind of attention each area of her life needs, what kind of resources and things like that to really engage this. And she, you know, she just is still a worldly person, even though, you know, things are, she probably has wealthy benefactors and built her own life in many ways. Now the reverse, speaking of benefactors, I suppose, the reverse of this is kind of like, you know, you're basking in some kind of luxurious situation And maybe, you know, it's just because men are giving you money, and that's, you know, this is not something you built, you know, through exactly all your own means. And this is not a personal judgment from tarot. This is saying that by doing so, you did not, you know, craft something of your own way so you don't have exact control over it. You know, when you're just riding off of benefactors, the luxury can end at any moment on an emotional whim, an argument, things like that. And then you'd be reduced to, you know, like the Five of Pentacles, something like that. So there's that's the issue, is that lack of control. That it's not really time to sit in the garden and celebrate. It's time to build yourself, so that even if you stay with the love of your life who is rich, then you know who you are and what you think, and that you have that magnetism, you know, through who you know, knowing who you are, that stands alone, and it makes people respect you more and want to be with you more anyway, in much deeper ways than just letting everybody else have kind of the keys to your ride in life. You know, also can be things like overspending, living above your means, that feeling of, hey, we're going to go away for vacation, and you come back from vacation and you just you spend $500 on Amazon, and then you're like, fuck it, I'll unpack later. Then you order $300 of takeout in a week, and now you're like, I don't know how I'm so broke. Well, you know, you're not making a budget, you're not being realistic. It's hard to get out of that mindset when you go away and you travel, or, you know, you party. You know, you've got to get out of that mindset a little bit here. And this is just these gentle reminders. And you apply that to your clients, you know, whatever way you think makes sense to you. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my interpretation of the Nine of Pentacles. And let's just plan on doing my live stream on Friday night this week. So it's a Are You Afraid of the Dark gathering circle invitation. I'll see you guys at midnight.